So once upon a time, there was a show called Drake and Josh, but Drake Bell and Josh Peck are currently feuding, so it's a little bit more like Drake versus Josh. And today, we're going to be breaking down their feud, so let's get into it. So there was a show on Nickelodeon titled Drake and Josh. It was created by creepy Dan Schneider, and it featured Drake Bell and Josh Peck. Today, we're going to be talking about their feud, because this show has been done for a very long time, and it looks like their friendship never really existed. So Josh Peck has finally broke his silence on his feud with Drake Bell. There was a ton of drama because Josh did not invite Drake to his wedding, which really hurt Drake, but we'll get into that. So Josh had an interview with Barstool News because he's been promoting his new book. And during this interview, they asked him what he thought about Drake Bell. And this is what he had to say.
It's fine. I wish him the best.
Fine. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Are you guys like not friends?
Not really. No.
What
There was
happened?
like
Drake Bell went down a bad path.
There was a long story with Drake. I feel like you didn't invite him to your wedding, right? That's what happened.
I didn't invite him to my wedding, and the internet went crazy.
Well, I'm going to say this. You're like a very positive guy during this thing. You've had nothing but great things to say about everybody. This guy, it looked like you're going to shoot an arrow at his forehead when they put his... So I don't know the backstory at all, but you clearly do not like this guy.
Even El Presidente, or whatever his name is, I think his name's, is it Dave or Brad? What's that guy's name? He's like the Barstool president. Anyways, he could even tell that Josh Peck was not about it. And we really started to see their feud come to light when Josh was married, because we didn't see Drake in the picture, and everyone was questioning, wait, or I guess they aren't that close. And, you know, I even think Drake was caught off guard.
I mean, I guess I could tell the story of my wedding. So I get married to my wife, and like I married this good Irish Catholic girl, you know, shout out Josh Catholics. And,
shout out.
you know, and so we have like this small wedding, and the dirty little secret, I guess, was like, I knew that Drake and I didn't stay in touch for the 10 years since we had made the show, but no one that, like, I was happy to just die with that secret that like, we made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close. So I didn't invite him to my wedding because I hadn't really talked to him in many, many years.
That seems rational to me. I mean, you guys don't talk anymore. You were co-workers in the past, so it makes sense to me if he's not going to invite Drake to his wedding. Like, bro, like, why are you getting like hurt over that?
Cut to, I'm getting married that night, and I see these text messages from him, like cursing me out, coming for me. I'm like, on the night of my wedding. And I'm like, yo, and it's delusional.
How selfish is that? On the night of his wedding, you're going to go and like harass him because he didn't invite you? Like, please, that is such like, if I've been upset because I haven't been invited to things before. That's human. We all do. But you don't try to ruin it that night. You wait like a week and then you confront them and you tell them like, hey, like, you know, I don't know. It's just like so nasty high school vibes to like hit him up on his wedding day, cussing him out.
Delusional, because I'm like, bro, it's like we worked at Coffee Bean when we were 16. Like, I'm sorry, I'm 31 now. I might have lost your number.
So clearly Drake was hurt because he was texting Josh all this stuff on his wedding day. Like, geez, man, let the man relax and get married to his wife. But anyways, Drake just kept going and going. And then he decided to bring it to the internet.
And just kind of.
Okay, so he was surprised he wasn't invited then? If he's going bananas on you?
He's surprised, but then he takes to the internet and he starts writing these tweets that immediately like catch fire.
So Drake ended up bringing it to Twitter, and you guys know when you bring things to Twitter, it's just gonna get so much messier. Drake wrote, when you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. ... Wow, and he's got like 4 million followers on Twitter. He's actually tweeted out before to me, because you guys know we've had beef before. He also wrote, true colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties are officially cut. I'll miss you, brother. I can't. I literally cannot. Oh, gosh. Oh, but that's not it. He took it to Instagram because he wrote on Josh's Instagram page, when you're not invited to your brother's wedding, cool. I get it, bro. Thanks for the invite. So they're literally brothers in Drake's mind. So there's some disconnect here. And because Drake made this a big deal, the internet freaked out and they started sending hate to Josh and his new wife. Josh said, here's my wife, right? Who's getting torn down on the internet. She's private and she just got married. Can't she just enjoy this? He says. So Drake Bell literally ruined Josh's wedding day, like truly ruined his wedding day, and his wife was harassed. Everyone was harassed on the day that's supposed to be the happiest day of their life because Drake wasn't invited and he was so butthurt over it. But what's weird about this situation is that it seemed like they made up at the time and now they're like re-beefing again. Because at one point, a few months after the wedding, Josh posted this picture of him and Drake at an award show together and they were hugging and it seemed like everything was all cool. So Josh doing this like bar stool interview is really interesting. Josh was actually doing YouTube at some point and Drake was on his like YouTube channel in a video. They talked about the wedding. There was David Dobrik there. So like they seemed like they were cool, but obviously there's more to this story and Drake has responded. He's got a podcast with his wife, Janet, who I think is really interesting. She's so spunky and confident in this interview. Like, I can't, Janet. Like, one day the text message that you sent to me on my phone will come up onto this YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm waiting for like, I'm trying to like get a podcast situation. I'm trying to get it produced. And I have so many secrets and so much crap that I've gone through as a YouTuber and just in the entertainment industry. And I have so many things I want to share, but I'm like waiting for the podcast, or should I just talk about it? I don't know. Drake and Janet have texted me a lot, and Janet has written me a pretty much a whole book. Like that would be an entire video. So one day that will happen and we'll read the lawyer emails and all that. But let's go ahead and see what they have to say about this, because Janet was like, well, you know, what's Josh's problem? Trying to act like you guys aren't friends.
It's just you're being really, really nice. Like really nice. And I understand that that's like the only way you know how to be.
No, it's because I love the dude, you know? And it's like I didn't tweet out about the wedding because I was like wanted to. You think I was gonna make the news?
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre.
I live in
that
Silver
every time
Lake.
you tweet,
I walk.
it
I do my
makes the
thing.
news. Like,
I go to some other countries. I play some music.
Yeah.
I come back home. They ask.
Were they just like talking over each other the entire time? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like I could not even understand. So Drake is over here like, what's up, guys? Like, I'm not even that popular. Like, how did I cause this whole riff, you know, on Twitter with these tweets? Like, trying to act like, you know what? Like, what I did wasn't a big deal. But you know what? Not inviting me to the wedding, that was a big deal. This is so disturbing to see. Like, the sign alone, the Drake and Janet sign, is so cringe. It's like, bro, let go. Yeah, you had a show when you were a kid. Is that literally the only thing that he only identifies with this like logo? And also the fact that his kids there, it's just like, it grosses me out because you guys know he hid his child and his wife until right before he was criminally charged because he wanted to distract the media and be like, hey guys, I have a baby and a wife. Who cares about these charges that I've got? Like, look at this. But let's go ahead and hear his next reaction.
That's why it wasn't as
He says,
shocking as he makes it sound like you guys never
talked, and it came out of the blue, and it just, yeah, that's the thing. He was saying like, it came out of the blue, and I hadn't talked to Drake in did he say years?
I hadn't really talked to him in many, many years.
Honestly,
I mean, because I was texting him congratulations on getting engaged to Paige, and
so Drake claims because he texted him, you know, congrats on your engagement, you know, they talk. And honestly, I know that like Drake and I have our personal beef, literally personal beef, but I do have to side with Josh just because I understand what it's like to move on from friendships, to grow from things. I've had to work a lot of different jobs. I worked at Home Goods, I worked at Best Buy, I worked at sports bar, I worked at a Mexican restaurant, I worked at Chick-fil-A, I worked at so many different places, and like when you work and then you're done. And like acting is as much as a job as any other job. I mean, obviously it's a completely different situation than Chick-fil-A. Like F me, that was a horrible time in my life. But anyways, I don't know, I just think that like sometimes like shows and things like that can really influence society's perspective of a relationship or a friendship. And just because they had a successful show together and the chemistry seemed great on film does not mean that they were real life friends, and does not mean that they were good friends to each other. And maybe Josh and Drake weren't, you know, great friends to each other. And I mean, I'm not going to invite just a coworker from the past to my wedding because people associate us together or something. I don't know. I think it's kind of petty, but I guess it's good for like Josh's book because he's promoting this book, and then Drake's got this podcast now, which has the disgusting logo. I mean, it's not disgusting, but I just think it's gross that he's like using that. It's just like, bro, like freshen it up. It's like 2022. Like, can we move on from it? And this wedding drama, please. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here is my email, and if you guys have any other video ideas for me, hit me up, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Bye, guys.